Hi, Aries. Welcome to your reading. Today, we're going to be tapping into the energy of a no contact situation, the person you're in no contact with. This is a general reading, so please take whatever resonates and let go of whatever does not. This is also a timeless reading, so when you find this reading, it is meant for you. Okay, let's go ahead and get into the energies, angel spirits, and guides. What's going on for Aries in their no contact situation? Angel spirits and guides, what's going on for Aries in their no contact situation? Hmm. Okay. The person that you are in no contact with is really struggling in terms of watching your glow up. Okay. This is someone who may be having issues financially and they see you thriving and they're struggling with the fact that you're doing better without them. Okay. This person could be struggling to sleep at night, sleepless nights, having anxiety, very depressed, and their mindset is very negative at this time. They don't have a lot of hope in their future at this time because they're comparing themselves to you. They're watching you live your life and they're thinking, I'm not doing as good as Aries. So this person could still have access to your social media, and this is where they're seeing, you living your life, you're thriving, and they're very much so struggling with the fact that you are glowing up. Okay. They didn't expect you to do so well and be doing so well without them. They thought you maybe would have fallen, but it's like Aries energy. Y'all are very determined people, very hardworking, very goal oriented. So I'm not sure why this person thought that life was going to fall apart without them, but they are just shocked at how you are thriving and how they're not thriving, right? So this person could be definitely struggling to level up themselves. And they compare themselves to you. They definitely compare themselves to what you got going on and what they got going on. And they really shouldn't be doing that. They should be focusing on their own stuff, but they're definitely in a space of comparison. Okay. They want to start something new for their life. They want to have passion once again for something, and they don't have passion for anything at this time. Again, I feel like they're struggling with the ending of your connection, but they're also struggling with their own endeavors, like trying to figure out what does they want out of life. They don't really know. And they see you, having it all figured out is their perception. It may not be true, but they think you have it all figured out and they want to figure out what it is for them that's going to make them feel good once again. Okay. So I definitely see you, Aries, very goal oriented. You are very rooted in your faith, so you have belief in yourself, and you're very diligent, and you've worked very hard. So therefore, if you are glowing up at this time, it's because you put in the work, right? And this person is just complaining about not thriving, whereas you're doing what you got to do to be successful here. Okay. I do feel like there's a lot of karma happening here and consequences of actions with this person because I believe this person wanted to see you fall. And karma was like, no, they wanted to see you not well without them. And here you are thriving. So therefore, there's a karmic justice happening in your favor because this person wished for your downfall. They were hoping that you would fall apart. They really were hoping that. And it didn't happen. And now they're very jealous of the fact that you're glowing up and doing even better than you were when you were with them. Okay. Angel spirits and guides, what are the messages that we have for Aries in their no contact situation? So you're pretty much, in no contact with the hater. So it may have been for the best for you to be separate from this person because I just see them wishing for your downfall and it didn't happen, right? It did not happen. We have lightning. Yeah, so they're very shocked. They're very shocked that you are doing great. I don't know why this person thought you wouldn't be, but they're just deeply shocked at the level up. They really thought you were going to fall apart and you didn't. Okay. So this is surprising to them. They see your transformation and they really want to transform themselves, but they're so focused on what you got going on that they're not able to thrive or even, shift into the next level of success on their own stuff. Okay. Paradise, happiness, expansion, joy. So yeah, I feel like you're in a space where you're very happy right now. Joyful, everything is working out in your favor. Your life is expanding to greater and better things. I feel like since being away from this person, you just leveled up in every way. You've been able to truly heal from this situation and be a better version of yourself. And you feel that energy. They feel that energy. Okay. Kisses, unconditional, loving, giving and receiving affection and falling in love. So, yeah, I feel like you're definitely giving to yourself. Again, you're loving all over yourself. I feel like this energy is about you, connecting with self, like being able to connect with you once again, being happy with yourself is where you're at this time, and you're just definitely okay with being, away from this person. I think for a lot of you, you just had came upon this reading just wondering about this person, but I definitely see you, learning to love yourself again, and you're thriving and becoming the better version of yourself. Whereas in this person just is not where you're at. They're just not. So I feel like this reading for you is just more so a looking in type of deal, but you are definitely very fulfilled without this person in your life. That's what I'm getting, Aries. Okay. Angel spirits and guides, what's going on for Aries in their no contact situation, please? It's a comparison game for this person. That's all it's about, is comparing themselves instead of working on themselves. Okay. And I feel like this person is just very upset with themselves because they feel like they missed an opportunity with someone they had an intense chemistry with. The chemistry for this person was, amazingly passionate and very intense. And I feel this person could be feeling jealous because, they know what you brought to the table. You're fiery, spark of energy that they felt with you. They don't want anybody to else have that. So therefore they've already missed an opportunity to come towards you. But again, I get heavy energy of jealousy because I feel like on every level they think you're just this amazing human being, and they know that because they experienced you, right? So therefore now they're just on the outside looking in, jealous of you in every way, and also wishing that they could have another opportunity with you once again. Hmm. But this was a soul contract. I feel like you learned a lot from this soul contract, Aries. I think the contract is done here, but the lessons that you have learned from this, you will not be forgotten. You've learned so much from the situation. Even though it didn't work out, you gained so much clarity and understanding about yourself, what you will and will not accept in a situation. So, yeah, I definitely get heavy soul contract energy from this connection. It was meant to be a lesson. That's what this connection was all about, is lessons, even lessons for them, right? Because I feel like this person hopefully eventually will shift their perspective and stop focusing on your level up and focus on their own. And maybe they'll be able to thrive and be better. But at this time, they're just so focused on your level up that they can't even focus on their own shit. I mean, ish. Sorry. A little slip there, but I mean, they're not focusing on their own stuff. And that's the problem here, for real. Because this person, like, they're so caught up in what your life is about, what you got going. They're so unfulfilled with their own. They need to focus on their own, right? Angel spirits and guides, what's going on for my Aries in their no contact situation, please? Yeah, you have a hater, but again, I feel like so many lessons have been learned from this situation that hopefully they'll focus on self, just like you have been doing. Spying. Yeah, I feel this person's too much focused on you. That's the problem. They're spying on you, they're watching your socials, they can't focus on themselves. They're just so concerned about what you got going on. And I just feel like this person is missing out on opportunities to learn from the lesson. And the reason why they're watching so intensely, why they can't focus on their own stuff, is because they believe you're their soulmate and they lost that situation. So therefore, they're just focused so much on you because they never felt something like this before, and they're just fixated. I'm getting obsession type of energy from this person because they feel deep love, unity, and connection while you're moving on. So therefore, they're sitting in an obsessive space. You're not. You're trying to move on with your life. They're still stuck thinking about you, wanting you. Okay. Again, I'm getting this energy once again. This person is so shocked that you're doing so well. If they're able to have access to watch you on socials, if y'all have common friends that this person knows about and they've asked questions and everyone's saying you're doing great, they're very shocked by this. They thought that you were not going to be okay without the connection. I don't understand why this person feels that way, because that's their energy. They're giving that they're not okay with this ending. You're giving moving forward, thriving, becoming better. But I think they thought you were going to be in the same boat as them. Not so. Okay. And they're very bitter. Yeah, this person is mad. They're so angry. They're so angry. They could be talking trash about you behind your back, just so you know. But who cares about that? Who cares? You're moving on with your life. Let the haters talk. But this person could be saying hurtful words behind your back to the common friends that you have, or just their friends, their family, talking trash because they're mad. Let the haters talk, okay? Because they're longing. This is why they're talking trash, because they cannot have you. They're craving, aching, and wanting. Again, obsessive type of energy. This person is obsessed with you because they can't have access anymore. So, yeah, twin flame. Again, this person feels like they experienced a deep divine connection and love they no longer have access to, and they're struggling to let this go. So, you're a person that you're in no contact with is still fixated on you, still focused on what you got going on. You're over here thriving, becoming better, leveling up. They're not at this time. Hopefully they will, but they're definitely hating on your glow up. Okay. So I hope this message has resonated for you, Aries. If it did, hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment down below. I thank you all so much for being here. And until next time, be blessed.